Hi guys, this is Michael from the Board Games Chronicle. Welcome today to the Teach and Play materials for Task Force, Career Battles in the Pacific. If you would like to learn more about the game and its components and also some basic rules, look at my unboxing, the link below and also in this video. Now I'm moving from the pure game overview to show you guys how this particular title plays. Of course, as far as subject is concerned, we have here a depiction of the most probably largest naval and air campaign, which took place in between 1941 and 1945 on the Pacific. This game depicts all the major battles and also some fictional scenarios. It's probably much lighter than, for example, Mark Herman's Pacific War, and could be a good entry game to this subject. What I will be doing, I will be playing a couple of scenarios. Today we will play scenario 1, describing the rules as we play, and also familiarizing you guys with core mechanics, but also components. Actually, the game has a mechanism to train you, to show you how it plays. And it's based on the first 3 scenarios. They are solitaire, and those first 3 scenarios actually gradually show you what you need to learn. First scenario, surprise, surprise, it will be a turkey shot, so attack on the Pearl Harbor. This is how does it look like. First thing which you will see is this is extremely beautiful game. Yeah, I really like how the VUCA simulations is producing their games. They look simply outstanding. Now, another thing which I really appreciate is that for each and every scenario, you have a really nice setup of all the units which will be used and where they will be placed. So you see the scenario 1 will be playing attack on Pearl Harbor. In the next material, we'll be playing Sinking of Prince of Wales and Repulse. And the third one, which I would like to present to you, would be the Battle of the Java Sea. Later on, having those 3 played and maybe taste for the game, you can get the game and start playing larger battles. And each and every scenario actually has such depiction. Then I told you that the game gradually brings the rules to you. Let me show you how they do it. This is the scenario 1 description. And for example, how to play shows you which rules you need to familiarize with to be able to play. So the combat units, what all those numbers means on the ships, damage markers, and handling of combat hits. This will be very important, and this is actually what we will learn in this exercise, in this small scenario. Air to surface combat, because we will have a planes hitting the targets standing there, and also how we use the dice. Historically, this is the surprise attack of a Kido Butai fleet on the stationary targets in Pearl Harbor. You can see more or less pretty accurately depicted how it was placed during the day of attack. You have, for example, Arizona here, and all other ships. This is the first wave. I put them already on the map. You can put them wherever you want. This is the second wave. These are mainly Kates, yes, and you will have a vals here. And now we need to start from describing the basics before we jump to the actual play. So just for you to understand what those symbols means on the counters, first and foremost, let's have a look at the planes. This is the type of a plane. These are the T's, so torpedoes, B, bombers, DB, dive bombers. Okay. Then we have air to surface value. This is very important. This is something which we'll be using extremely often in this scenario. So you can see that, for example, torpedo bombers has value 6, very high. Dive bombers has value 5, also high. But the regular bombers who are attacking vertically with the bombs have only 2 because they are less accurate. Yeah, what else do we have? We have also base or carrier, where the plane is originating from. Not needed for this scenario. Air-to-air also not needed to this scenario. Range, we are also not needed here. Now we have ships, and the ships have also important statistics. Enough to say that each of those counters depict 1 ship, unless these are the destroyers or transporters, then it will be like a couple of ships. So regarding the ships, we have type, so the regular abbreviations like BB battleship, CV carrier, CVL light carrier, heavy cruiser, light cruiser, so on and so forth. It's important because at the end of the scenarios, usually you score the points for how many of particular type of ships you sank or maybe you damaged. You have durability, very important statistic. You have, of course, firepower and anti-air. This carrier, of course, doesn't have a firepower. But if you look, for example, at California, durability 8, firepower 9, anti-air 4. Pretty powerful battleship. Yeah, so we know now, we understand now how the counters are depicted. Next important thing is how do we take hits. And I will be quite honest with you guys, this was something I was wrapping my head around for some time when I started to play this game, but then it really became more obvious. Although still I'm doing one improvement to the way the hits are marked, and I will show you during the game. So in essence, the ship can be in 5 states. It can be undamaged, simply undamaged. If he sustains the hits equal to durability for Tennessee 8, it will have minor damage, and then for the minor damage, I believe, yeah, we put this on the ship. If he sustains having minor damage 1 more hit, it will have a significant damage and will flip it. On the flipped side, it usually has a smaller durability. This is 8, this is 7. Yeah, exactly. So 1 more hit and it's significant. Now, if it sustains again the hits equal to this durability from the other side, in this case 7, it goes to critical state. If in critical state it got 1 more hit, it sank. So let's do a mental exercise on California. How many hits we need to sink it? First, we need 8 hits to have a minor damage. Yeah. So after the 8 hits, it has minor damage. After 1 more hit, it flips and it's significant damage. And this is one thing which I think could be done a little better in this game. If you look at the plane, this is a full strength, this is reduced. Very easy to sorry, probably can't get the focus. Very easy to simply see this. For the ship, it's really hard for me to show you which part is significant damage, which is minor damage. So I will be using the red cubes to mark that the ship has a significant damage. So again, 8 minor damage plus 1, this is significant damage. Then if we sustain another 7, we got to the critical damage, and plus 1, we sank it. Let's sum. 8 plus 1, 9, plus 7, 16, plus 1, 17. We need 17 hits in order to sink this. I think it will be best explained when we start to play. Last part of the rules, which is important, is how do we handle the actual air attack in a pretty standard way. We designate the targets for the wave 1. We have anti-air battle. Here is anti-air chart. We'll explain to you later. Then we attack with whatever is left. Here is the air to surface chart. And then we take the hits on the ships. Yep, should be pretty straightforward. Just looking through the rules. If anything more is needed, no, I don't believe so. There is one special rule, actually two special rules to this game. All those ships are stationary, so we would have bonus 2, -2. This is a bonus to our rolls on air to surface strategy. The less you roll, the better. This is one thing. And another thing is that couple of the ships were in dockyards in the battleship row, so the torpedo bombers are not able to get them. Yeah, the torpedo armed cates. So these are the torpedo armed cates. These are those ones, and those two. Cannot attack the following: San Francisco. Where is San Francisco? Here in the dock. Pennsylvania, also in the dock. New Orleans, also in the dock. And Honolulu, here also in the dock. So all those four cannot be attacked by the torpedoes because they are in the dock. And they cannot also attack Helena. Where is Helena? Here, also in the dock. Arizona, Maryland, or Tennessee. Arizona, Maryland, Tennessee. That makes sense. That really makes sense because it shows that those ships simply were not accessible by the torpedo bombers. Good. So it seems like we have everything. Of course, the attack on Pearl Harbor was a surprise attack. What does it mean? That at least for some of those attacks, there will be not anti-air combat, as it was historically. In this scenario, the rules says the first 4 units will not sustain the anti-air attack. However, we need to combine them well. Of course, we can combine the bombers who are doing the attack as we want. And if we combine, for example, 2 Kates here, which we probably do, and I don't know, 2 Kates here, West Virginia, just making it up. That's fine. All of them are not getting the anti-air attack, but if we do it that way, those two does not get the anti-air attack if it's first attack, but those get. So remember, we need to do it wisely. Now, I played it a couple of times, of course, and I will follow some guidance from the rulebook. The guidance is pretty clear. If you want to damage big ship, make sure you bring enough firepower to inflict the damage. Enough firepower usually is like 10, 12 anti-ship rating, something like here. Then, depending on the roll, let's say up to 6, you should have always possibility to at least inflict the several damage, if not more. And this is exactly what are the victory points for this game. You can see that victory conditions are that you need to get 35 points, major tactical victory, or 40 points or more, decisive tactical victory, and this is battleships, cruisers, where we get points. So for example, yeah, those will be much more juicy because sank 6 points, for example. Okay, let me now think. What we need to do, we need to plan our attacks for the wave 1. I actually have some idea how to do it because we're calculating this, and we most probably follow this. We want to get battleships, and we want to get good rolls on those battleships in order to sink them. I think, yeah, our torpedo bombers will focus on the targets we can actually get. So this will be those outside ones. Maybe Oklahoma would be easier to sink, and this is the same number of points as, for example, West Virginia, which is much more durable. Nevada is also a juicy target. Yes, so those two for sure. Mm, Now, where do we have some additional targets we can plan? Less durable battleships. This is 9, this is 9. Probably we should go also historically. Let us try Arizona with 8. And most probably California here. Just let me think for a while whether this would inflict enough damage. We don't know whether this will inflict enough damage, of course. It's always kind of a gamble. Yeah. Mm, Should be fine. Should be fine. Let's see. Let's see. So I will choose as the first attacks those two attacks. Why those? Because I don't want any anti-air combat with our strongest attacks, which I hope will do significant damage to those ships. So how do we go about it? As I told you, first of all is anti-air, then is designation anti-air, and then we have the actual attack. It is even described here, just for your reference when you will be playing, hopefully, the game. Air to surface combat procedure. The air unit selects a target, the target fires anti-air defense, and the surviving air units bomb the target. We have stationary target, so it will be -2. So, red die for the Japanese fleet. Let's start with Oklahoma. Oklahoma. We have 6 plus 6, this is 12. We roll here, and normally it could be modified by the result of anti-air chart. We don't have it here because there's not anti-air. And stationary target -2. So we roll a die and we subtract 2. 3. So we look at 12, 3, 15 hits. Probably not enough to fully damage it. 15 hits. How do we calculate it? 7. This is minor damage. 8. We flip it. And it's 7 here, so this is critical damage. Let me calculate it once again for you. 7, durability of a full strength. +1, it gets significantly damaged. And now again we hit the full durability, 15. So it is critical damage. If we had hit with one more point, for example 2, we would sink it. But still, that's not a bad roll. Now we have a roll on Nevada. Exactly the same situation. 4, 2. So if it's 2, this is 16. Let's see what happens to Nevada. It has 7. It has 7. So if you calculate it, 7 plus 1, 8, plus 7, 15, plus 1, 16, this is sunk. And the sunk, I will mark with 2 red cubes. 1 red cube would be for significant damage. This was a good roll. This was a very good roll. This is sunk. Now we will suffer on the anti-air now. We first attack in California. We have here an anti-air rating combined. It has 4 of anti-air rating. So we roll on this column. The first value is the die roll modifier on this roll. The second value is our losses as far as flipping of the planes is concerned. So let us roll. We rolled 5, so this is +1. So on our roll, on attack here, we have +1 from anti-air and -2 from the stationary. So it's -1 as a cumulative modifier. Our attack is 2, 6. So we roll on 6, 7 column. -1. Not good. 4, 8. 8 simply enough to do the significant damage. I'm marking significant damage with 1 dot because really I cannot see this burning. Simply my eyes are maybe not so well. I wear glasses, but simply, guys, I cannot see it clearly. So this is how I'm doing this. Last but not least, Arizona. Arizona is being attacked with 8, but first of all, anti-air with 4. So we roll on anti-air. +3, very good roll. I don't believe Arizona will sustain damage. So +3 for anti-air, -2 for the stationary target, so +1 to the roll, 8, 9, 3, 8, 9, 3, 11. 11 should be enough to flip it and inflict to get 8 hits plus 1. What I said 11. So this is 8, 9, but we are not able to inflict more damage here. So it is again significant damage in this case. You need to get used to how you calculate those hits. It's not so obvious, and it wasn't obvious for me at the beginning, but with the time you really get it, and you see how this goes. The full durability then gets you to minor damage, +1. It flips to the significant damage. Now again full durability to critical hit, again +1 to sunk the ship. Okay, guys, we finished this turn with 1 sunk battleship, 1 critically damaged, 2 ships which are significantly damaged. This is not bad, but that's not enough. Now, the second wave, and in second wave we have dive bombers, and they can get anywhere we want. It would be good to finish some of those big ships, definitely. So we need to at least do it that way. F5 here. Do we want to put more than 5 here? That's always a good question. How greedy you would like to be, yes? On 5, do we get proper number? We need 8. 8 is from 2. It's better to be sad than sorry. Okay, let me do it that way. Let's focus in this way. And then we would have 2 dive bombers attacking some of the battleships. Tennessee. Let me look up how much points we are getting for the cruisers. 3. CA, where we have CA, we have here 6 only. Maybe we can sink this. West Virginia has 9, you see. It's crazy tough to sink. It's Pennsylvania. This would be my target. I forgot about it. Yes. This is good. So Pennsylvania has 8. Durability, you can see West Virginia has 9. West Virginia is too tough. The same for Maryland. So this would be targets for the second wave. Let's try to get them. We start with California. Anti-air roll of 3. It's weaker now. 6, no modifier. So we roll on 10. -2, then -2, so it's at least 12 hits, so we will sink it. Yeah, we will sink it. We roll 0, We roll 21 hits. It's sunk. It's again 7 plus 1. 7 to get to critical, plus 1 to sink it, and it's at the bottom. Let's see. Now, this attack is important. We attack, first of all, anti-air is free. Let's see. 5. Nothing. So we roll on -2 on the column 5. We need 1 hit, which of course happens even with such a poor roll. This is 4. So we are getting 6. And the Oklahoma is also sunk. Now we need to finish Arizona. We roll for anti-air. 5 again, nothing I believe, yeah, on 3. And now we have 10 -2 on the roll. So this is 1, 10, 15. Arizona is also sunk. The carnage started. Okay, Tennessee, important roll because this is a fresher. 5. 5 on the 4, we would have +1 to the roll. So we roll +1 from anti-air, -2 from stationary on the 10th. So -1, 2, significant hit. 14. 14, it will be not enough to sink it, but 8 we have, +1 we have, this is 9. And we would need another 7, so up to 16 to make it hit more badly, but it is not. It's simply significantly damaged. 8 to the minor, +1 to the significant. We would need another 7 to get to the critical. So this goes here. I'm running out of my red cubes. Let me get some of them. Usually actually using them from other games. Now, Pennsylvania. Anti-air on 4. 3 on 4. This is +1. -2 for stationary, so -1 to the roll. Wow, 0 on 10. 0 on 10. It's 21. You would not be surprised to hear that it just sank. 8 to the minor damage. +1, so 9 to the significant damage. +7, so 16 to critical damage. +1 to 17 to the sunk. Oh my goodness, that was very lucky shot. So this is how the situation looks like after we finished the scenario. Now the time is to calculate the points and check it versus the victory conditions. So the sunk battleships, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 sunk battleships times 6, this is 30 points. We have 1 critically hit, this is the Tennessee, this is 4 points. And I believe this is everything which we achieve, which is 34 points. 34 points is just 1 short of a major tactical victory. Not bad, I would still say. We could have some better rolls, maybe some worse. We have this 1 +3, yeah, on the anti-air. But all in all, I think we did pretty decently well. So guys, this is it for today. That's what I wanted to show you. Scenario 1 from the task force, which teaches you how to do air-to-surface combat. It actually introduces all the basic game components and rules, and I think you're getting now some feeling. Of course, this is just scratching the depth of this game, and we need to move to the actually different maps in the next material when we go to the Java, and we're thinking of prints, of whales and ripples, you see we'll be playing already on the, let's say, more tactical map. This is a close-up on the island only, and then we'll move to the actual seas and ocean. Hope you like it. I'm really having fun with this game. It's not overly complicated. It has some specific rules, especially with taking of a hit, but all in all, it's pretty intuitive and it plays very smoothly. And this is important for me. It plays really, really smoothly and you're having a lot of fun. I'm really encouraging you to try it. Definitely one of the better entry games on the Pacific War. That's all from me for today. If you liked this video, please give thumbs up. If you'd like to see more content like this, kindly please subscribe. Every subscription counts for such a small content creator like a Boardgames Chronicle. On top of this, if you have any questions, comments, or would you like to add anything, please use the section below. Thank you for today and have a good day.